is not actually prepared for that. And I remember that I have had some opportunities in my life that I did not really enjoy much, which is when you have to go in a surgery. I know that some people here have had the same thing that I have had. And when you go in a surgery, people put you out. And that's not good. Especially because there's a lot of, how do I say, anxiety. And I remember that I had a few opportunities like that. And I used to live in Minnesota, and I always believed that one day I was going to fall and break one of my bones, because there's so much snow in Minnesota. And the problem with snow in Minnesota is that it comes and doesn't go away. It's so cold, it stays there for sometimes months in a row. One day I actually did break my ankle. And I remember going to surgery. And you go, if you've been through it, you know the process. You get to the hospital, people prepare you, they give you, put you in a pre-operation, they begin to give you something to calm you down, which actually doesn't calm you down much. But then they take you into the surgery room, and there the anesthesiologist comes and talks to you, and the nurses apply that thing to you. And I remember that the last time I was there, doing a surgery on my ankle, the nurse was trying to finish the process of applying, giving me the anesthesia. And then the thing began beeping, beep, 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 beep. And she looked at me and said, "Do you have problems going to sleep?" I said, "No, I don't." "Well, there's something wrong here because your oxygen level is not good," she told me. And then I was going to say, "Is that going to be fine?" That's the question you have. Am I going to be all right? And then when I began to say, I went to sleep. And I remember that when I came out of that surgery, I asked the doctor, I said, "What happened to the nurse telling me that my oxygen level is not good? What does that mean? Do I have a problem with my heart or my lungs, or there's something wrong with me?" And he goes, "Nah, don't you worry about the nurse. She did not know what she was talking about." Don't you hate that? You have enough to be concerned about going to surgery. You don't need a nurse telling you there's something wrong with your oxygen level. I mean, but the point is, and that's my point here today, our brains are such a piece of work that God gave us. And when we sleep, sometimes it's a complex process. I remember that my wife went through coma. And I always seen in the movies that people go into coma, and then when they come back from coma, it's like it happens overnight, it happens immediately, and people come back from coma. But in real life, I discovered that's not true. Some people come back from coma, some people do not. Some people take days, some people take weeks, some people have problems. It's all types of problems for brains. And my wife specifically took her more than 2 weeks to come back. And when she came back, she had a problem breathing, so they had to put a tracheostomy. And then it took her like another 2 weeks to begin talking again. Brains are complicated. That's my point. Even when we have a normal sleep, we can have what they call vivid dreams. It is sometimes people are sleeping, but sometimes they don't know if they're sleeping, they're awake. There are some people who have what they call paralysis, in which they get paralyzed during the dreams. Complicated. That's again, brains are very complicated. But the Bible tells us someone who actually went to sleep, the real sleep. And when he woke up, he has a few surprises waiting for him. And that's what I'm going to be talking today, this morning. I'm going to be talking about what the Bible tells us in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 16, verses 19 to 31. Gospel of Luke, the third Gospel, chapter 16, verses 19 to 31. There was a rich man who was dressed in purple and fine linen and lived in luxury every day. At his gate was laid a beggar called Lazarus, who was covered with sores and longing to eat what fell from the rich man's table. Even the dogs came and licked his sores. The time came when the beggar died, and the angels carried him to Abraham's side. The rich man also died and was buried. In hell, where the rich man was, in torment, he looked up and saw Abraham far away, with Lazarus by his side. So he called to him, "Father Abraham, have pity on me, and send Lazarus to dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, because I am in agony in this fire." But Abraham replied, "Son, remember that in your lifetime you received your good things, while Lazarus received bad things. But now he is comforted here, and you are in agony. And besides this, there is between us and you, there is a great chasm that has been fixed, so that those who want to go from here to there cannot, nor anyone cross over to us." And then the rich man answered, "I beg you, Father, send Lazarus to my father's house, for I have 5 brothers. Let him warn them, so that they will not come to this place of torment." But Father Abraham replied, "They have Moses and the prophets. Let them listen to them." "No, Father Abraham," he said, "but if someone from the dead goes to them, they will repent." Father Abraham said to him, "If they do not listen to Moses and the prophets, they will not be convinced, even if someone rises from the dead." May God bless His word. I have the NIV Bible, and you can see that all the parables that Jesus taught, they have a title which